What's up, guys? This episode is brought to you by our friends at Bubba Coos Burritos, our go-to spot for building better burritos.
Absolutely, guys. And don't forget to use promo code CHAMP15 that gives you 15% off your entire order, online only.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. We're never tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
Yeah. That sound weird?
Check.
No, that's good, right? Yeah.
No, that's good on my end, pal.
Okay.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Palashevsky?
Palashevsky?
Right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's up, Palashevsky? You
Oh,
like fucking
all right.
Palashevsky.
Kind of like broski?
Yeah, broski.
Broski, okay.
Buddy Weinstein.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah.
You need an original one.
That's not original?
Frankster?
Frankensteiner?
Frankenstein? I still like Franklin. Franklin's my favorite.
Franklin. I had a, no, with my buddy Tesla, he's called me Franco.
Frank. I know two Alexes, and one of them's last name is Franco, so call him Franco. So you can't be Franco.
No? Okay.
No.
Franklin.
I like Franklin because it makes you sound like a Poindexter dork, and I kind of like that because you're supposedly a tough guy. So I like to picture you as more of a dork.
Can I call you Jolly?
Makes me feel good.
Jolly Roger?
Tell me. Yeah, Jolly Roger.
Isn't that something? Jolly Roger?
Jolly Rancher. I don't know about Jolly Roger.
You want a Jolly Rancher? Go fuck a farmer.
What?
You never did that as a kid?
What is it?
Hey, you want a Jolly Rancher?
Oh, go fuck a farmer.
Go fuck a farmer.
I get it. It took me a minute. No, I never heard that one.
I bet it did.
Never heard that one.
He's like, oh, that never happened for me. What was I talking? What were we talking? Oh,
Rogan. Something with Rogan.
No. You see, okay, you said Mark Zuckerberg rented out the Apex this weekend.
Really?
I don't know if he rented, like, what it was. Mackenzie Dern, she was the main event.
Yep.
Against Yan, right? Yan? Frost. Anyway, some Chinese girl. And Mackenzie Dern during the week said that, Zuckerberg rented out the Apex. And Dana went on and said, that's bullshit. No, he didn't, right? Come fight night, there's only Zuckerberg at the table. There's no one in the crowd.
Really?
Zuckerberg, his wife,
Apex
and like some
only
other
fits
people.
a few people, right? It doesn't fit
like 200 people.
Yeah.
I don't know about 200, but say 100 maybe. I don't even know. But there was only them and no media. I think only select media. Like most media, I don't think was in there.
That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, their media was like they were UFC workers, but it was Mark, his wife, and I think a couple of the other Facebook people that work for him. And
it's just odd that they do that because, it's like you set this precedence that if you're rich enough,
well, what the fuck?
you can.
Why not?
So when's it end? He could rent out Madison Square Garden if he really wanted to, for him and his family.
Yeah, hey, that's fucking how it goes.
It's just gonna drive. It's gonna drive. I mean, did you see ticket prices already?
No, because like he would have to pay. Listen.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't do that, he wouldn't rent out the Madison Square Garden. Then you'd have to pay how much they get on at the concession stands and all this, and markup on tickets and merchandising, all this. He'd have to pay that plus the
You wouldn't think he would even do it for the Apex, but he did.
No, for the Apex, I could
know.
see him do it for the Apex.
I wouldn't.
I think he just thinks like, he thinks he's probably a little bit, I don't know. Maybe he's just nervous about being around people. He's a fucking weirdo, right? Whatever.
But you ruin it. My point is, okay, for 200 people, not okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
So listen, I'm saying he's going in there. The reason I think, I mean, I don't know what the reason is, but say he's buying it because he's like nervous to be around other people, wants his wife to be relaxed, doesn't want to have thousands of people. But like, the Apex barely has anybody there. No one would probably give a fuck that you're there.
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of my point. Like he has the money that he can rent out.
See, kind of your point. Whenever I talk and then you cut me off and then I finish, you say that's where I was going. So then you just fucking let me get there.
Do you realize how many times you cut me off and I just don't make the biggest deal of it in the world like you do every single time? Now I'll make a huge deal of it when you cut me off just to prove a point.
Okay, I can't wait.
It flows a little better if I don't make the biggest. It grinds the show to a halt, which you love to fucking do. But okay, so
grinding you.
I just think that it sets a precedence where really rich people can, there's a lot of people that want to see it live, want to see it in person, and ticket prices are through the roof now. I mean, it's crazy. I remember I used to pay a couple $100 for a ticket. Now the cheapest tickets that I saw online for November 12th, Madison Square Garden, which I definitely want to go to, like the nosebleeds were like $1,200-$1,400 for nosebleeds.
Someone's saying no way,
Bro, I sent it to you. I sent you the video. I'm not lying.
But do you think
the most expensive one was like $46,000 or something?
Yeah,
$50,000.
But that was 4 tickets for $1,800.
I didn't see that. No, I don't believe that's true. It had seating assignments.
When you were looking at it, it had 4 tickets. Then you went down to 2 tickets. So I don't know if you were looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was $1,200 maybe, or whatever you said, $2,000 for 4 tickets, maybe, which is still a lot of money for nosebleeds.
Maybe that's true, but yeah. I didn't think I was with Lou at his work.
Yeah,
we were thinking about going. I didn't see him put in.
I did.
You're saying it pulls up automatically?
No. Like if you look at the video,
then maybe
he
sent
me the video.
Okay.
I think he switched from 4 to 2.
Okay, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, because that was 2 tickets for $42,000.
Okay,
which is still fucking.
So I didn't realize
crazy.
he did that. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it was 4, maybe 2, because we were looking.
Or maybe 2. Yeah.
But regardless, it's a listen. That's pricey enough. It kind of wipes out the average normal fan. I mean, how many people could afford to do that? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna go down, dude. There's no way. Like, not that many people fucking make money for like that.
Yeah.
And you think it's how good is this card?
I mean, it's a pretty good card, man. I mean, Adesanya's on it. Mm-hmm. And he's up against how do you pronounce it? Peoria? Piera, who's beat him twice, right?
Yeah, did you see this guy?
Kickboxing?
Do you see his I've been following him on Instagram.
I don't know.
Oh, he fucking has a recurve bow. Boom, kicks a ball.
Oh, the soccer ball.
Kicks a ball in the air. Boom, gets it before it lands. Then he's fucking sparring on one of those hoverboards.
Yeah.
He's sparring someone on a hoverboard.
I saw the soccer ball thing now that you say it. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I wonder how many it takes to get that shot.
Dude, he's huge, bro.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's like almost your size.
Listen.
He's like 6'4". Yeah, he's 6'4", and I think he's like 240 right now.
What he rolls in with to that fight that nobody else had is that confidence that he's got those wins over him already. Granted, not MMA, but still, it's there.
You seen him fight?
I saw their fight. Yeah, I saw him get.
Oh, you did? I didn't see their fights. But have you watched the whole fight or just did that?
No, I don't think I saw the whole thing.
I didn't see any.
I'm a highlight guy, as you know.
Yeah, of course. But did you see him fight in the UFC at all?
I saw one fight. Yeah, I forget who he fought, but looked really good.
He's methodical though. Yeah. Where Adesanya's fucking flash. No, I wouldn't say he's cautious with Adesanya, but he's flashy and looks like he looks good. Like Pierre is fucking just methodical.
Yeah.
And he fucking cracks, dude.
He does crack. He does. Who do you think Adesanya's toughest test to date has been?
Well, probably Forrest. Well, I mean, dude, that fight with Gastelum was amazing fight.
Yeah, Gastelum, yeah,
amazing.
Really.
But I think he's gotten better since then. Adesanya.
Yeah.
Probably body Whitaker. That last fight, and people argue that he could have won. He could have won.
I love Whitaker.
Yeah,
I thought that was a great fight. He just caught him really
ham and egger
with that clean shot. It would just put him down. Did you see that?
Like a blue collar, some would say.
Yeah, when Adesanya blasted him with that. When you watch it in slow-mo, you see that blood come shooting out in slow-mo. I mean, that was a bloodbath, that fight. It was such a good fight, though. But Whitaker always brings it. Adesanya always brings it,
Have you seen Bo Nickel? Do you know who Bo Nickel is?
Of course.
You do know?
You know who turned me on to him? Here.
Tell me. What? Tell me.
I thought you were going to make another gay joke. You used to wrestle with his son, Jeff Chilvers. I work with Jeff. Used to wrestle with Kyle.
Yeah.
Well, they're big wrestling guys.
Well, I coached. I'm a little older than him.
Yeah, well, coach, I meant. But anyway, rolled around with, I'm sure. They're big fans of you. So we talk at work a lot. But He probably like a year ago was like, Roger, I'm telling you, there's this kid out of Pennsylvania. He's in Pennsylvania, right?
He went to Penn State.
He went to Penn State.
He's from,
right.
I believe, I think it was Wyoming and Texas, though.
But he's like, the first time I heard the name was probably like last summer. He's like, you got to watch this kid. He's going to transition into MMA, and I'm telling you, he's going to.
So
do
where did you
things.
start? What you started watching wrestling stuff?
No, I watched it. I think his first fight that he had outside, which he I don't think he's won a fight with wrestling yet. Has he? Has he knocked everybody out?
No, his last fight was a submission, but he.
You're
dropped
right.
The guy
He did drop the guy. Yeah, he came in, caught him with a left jab on the shot. Right, got him in a guillotine. But I think his fight prior. How many fights does he have in the UFC? 1 or 2?
He has 2 in the Contender Series. I don't know how that works. 2 in the Contender Series, and I think 1 before that. Right. Maybe 2 before that. I think 1 before
I watched
that.
the one before he got to the Contender Series. He knocked that guy out.
The garbage man?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah. He listen, he's got the look. He's got everything, right? He's got the total package right now. He just can't take a loss. He's talking all this talk. He's calling out Chimaev, saying his wrestling will destroy. You see, Chimaev is stuck in Russia now.
Yeah,
his
dude.
passport got arrested, whatever that means.
Yeah, I know. What is that? Is that
I don't
just
know what
like
that means.
maybe that's like a lost in translation.
Yeah,
it might be. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if that's pretty much what I got is that his passport got taken.
Correct. Yeah.
Because of the war. But is he, as a citizen, is he a Russian citizen or is he a Swedish citizen?
I don't know.
Or does he have dual citizenship?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, our visa system, I think, works probably different than other countries.
Yeah, but you need a visa to go to Russia.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But like my parents, my mother and my stepdad moved to Mexico. They became Mexican citizens.
Or citizens or residents?
Sorry, residents. They were still American citizens, but they had like visas where and again, I don't want to misquote. For a while, when they were renting down there, I think they rented for a year. They had to come back every 6 months for like a day or two to Texas.
Really?
They would drive to Texas, come back for a few days. Actually, they would stay for a few weeks because my sister at that time lived in Texas, so they would rent an Airbnb and come for maybe like a month or whatever, and then go back. And then they bought a house, and they were down there for years. And I think they had to come back the way the visa system worked, like one day a year. They had to come back to the States, so they would drive to Texas. It's like a 2-day drive to get to Texas. They were in central Mexico, so.
Central, yeah, wow.
Lake Chapala area. They're not there anymore.
Yeah, but I'm sure that's different because we share a border and stuff like that too. I bet it has to be different. Like us in Russia, I'm sure is much
probably, yeah.
A little more
I would
hoops
think so.
you have to go through.
Especially with the
right now,
political atmosphere.
Well, right now, yeah. But I mean, there's always been political atmosphere with them if you think about it.
Yeah, true.
The Cold War. I mean, literally, we didn't see the Cold War. That's probably about it.
No. No, it was talked about when I was a kid a lot. I remember hearing a lot about the Cold War.
I mean, if you think about it, we kind of did live through the very end of it, I guess.
Gorbachev, right?
But like I think 92 was when USSR went under, so that was probably the end of the Cold War, maybe a little bit sooner than that.
When was the big Olympic hockey?
81, I think, right? 80, maybe 1980.
There was
1980.
I know at that time there was a lot of
didn't we beat Russia but we took second, we didn't win gold? Is that true?
Oh, I don't know. Is that true? I thought we won gold. That's interesting if that's true. I thought Russia dominated everybody for many years.
I don't know. I beat Canada's pretty good.
Yes, that is true. Canada does typically have a good hockey team.
Finland and shit, probably Norway. They probably got good hockey teams.
You could probably ask Brittany Griner how the visa system works over there. She'd probably tell you. What's going on with her? All the hoopla is kind of. I guess she's going to do the time.
Well, no choice.
Yeah,
that's wild, man. It's
at one point they were
such a shitty time to do this because you never know. Like if and we got and we're fucking,
what is it? Like
I don't know what we're doing. We're poking the bear left and right.
6 years or something.
Like, dude, I just listened to Dave Smith. I think I talked about Dave Smith's comedian. Anyway. He's part of the Legion of Skanks comedy buddies, whatever. Anyway, he's out of New York. Fucking pretty funny dude, but he's a libertarian. He's like, really like, almost like one ahead of the libertarian parties or something like that. And he was on Rogan's podcast and like, dude, like we're literally like nuclear war-ish shit is going on.
Yeah.
Or I mean, they used to think that in the 70s, right? They said like our parents, they would have to do like we used to do fire drills. They would do like nuke drills and get under their desks and shit.
Well, right now, isn't there a missing Russian nuclear submarine right now? Like,
I don't know
missing.
about that.
NATO lost it. Like you can't find it. Yeah.
I didn't hear that. NATO.
Look that up. I believe I heard that. Pop that up on the big screen. There's a missing
on the big screen
nuclear sub with like a massive.
Yeah, but wait, what was the first thing you were asking first?
What did I ask first?
That's what I'm looking at.
A miracle, right? The hockey. Yeah.
It was a round robin, not a single elimination format it is today. So the U.S. had to go. They went and beat Finland after for the gold medal.
Oh, so they did get the goal.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But they lost in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. But they beat Russia and won the gold. Wow.
What am I looking at?
Yeah, what was the now?
The nuclear sub. I just
missing.
saw.
You said a Russian nuclear sub.
Yeah, I saw a headline. Again, you don't know what when you see headlines, what is true, what isn't. But
Yeah.
but that's what I saw it flash by my screen today that there is a currently a missing meaning, I'm sure on radar or whatever, nuclear powered Russian submarine that NATO does not have
So
the
anyway,
capability
listen,
to find.
that's
right now.
kind of what he said. What this guy Dave Smith, he tweeted or something. He's like, if you support NATO, Ukraine joining NATO, then you are co-signing a fucking possible nuclear war and shit.
Right.
That's crazy. If that's true, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's nuts that we're actually it's just this shit keeps getting worse.
Yeah. Well, what
From bad to worse.
China and Taiwan too. That's
Dude, and also like they're stirring shit up in Iran. They're trying to get us to get involved in Iran. Like, damn, dude, it's I don't know.
the older I get. I used to think when I was a kid, I was so my family is so proud military, and pretty much everybody in my family served. Both grandfathers served in the Pacific.
Sister.
My sister served. My father served. My father thought he was going to Nam. He ended up going to the DMZ between North Korea and South Korea. But anyway, very proud, military family, I guess, if you will. And now the older I get, the less I think we should be involved in this shit, man.
Yeah, man.
The
Dude,
less I want to send our boys overseas.
Yeah, bro.
You
And
know?
it's the military industrial complex, right? Like who said that? Eisenhower, I think, said that. And dude, it literally, we just boots off the ground finally after the longest war in U.S. history.
Mm-hmm.
What do? We start fucking picking fights out elsewhere to be like, where are we sending our guys?
Exactly.
And what's great, like, I just don't you think like you see like how what they're doing in Russia. They're literally making people from I think 18 to 65 are not allowed to leave the country because they might use them for the fucking draft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna have to do that shit here
Yeah.
because there's less and less people joining the military. I
yeah,
think,
for sure.
right? And you hear Tim
You see
Kennedy
ads on TV
I know,
now.
and you hear Tim Kennedy talking about they don't have able-bodied people. They don't have enough able-bodied people to even do the military.
That's the woke culture that ruined that, in my opinion. They've lowered PT standards so that you can be a pussy and pass now in the military because they've lowered standards to the point where you can do that. Real men are barely in the military anymore.
Yeah, well,
Sad.
That's what I'm saying.
Sad.
So I don't know, man. It's a scary time to raise your kids, right? I guess it's always scary times, right? Is it always, or like I felt like did we?
I don't know that it was.
Listen, I think this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We ended up in a great time.
Yep.
Right, the fucking 80s, the early 80s, the 70s, 80s to fucking to 2000. It was pretty good. And then shit was going south lately. But like before that, right? Like the Great Depression was then, World War II, World War like that shit was crazy times.
Yep.
We could be we're kind of in those crazy times now.
Right, but the way history is being rewritten, I can remember like it was before my time, but like the moon landing and how that was like such an undertaking. The race to the moon, again, that was with Russia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of people that think that was staged. I'm kind of like that really
maybe
might have been staged. You know what I mean?
Maybe because of the fact that we were racing with Russia and we wanted
history.
to win.
Columbus
so
now is a murderer. When I was a kid, he was a hero. It's like,
I know. I was actually talking to Chris about this today. And I'm not. So when we were young, we didn't learn about Columbus like that. We learned, and maybe it was naive because it wasn't exactly true, right? But we learned he came to the country and discovered America, and the Pilgrims and the Indians, they met and had Thanksgiving. And it was kind of like a peaceful thing, right? That made us as a young person. Wow, I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud. Like now they tell us at such a young age that like this guy was a fucking murderer and we fucking did all this bad stuff. And we kind of did. Not we. I can't say we. The people at that time did. But that was the nature of, I guess, how it went down back then. Like you tell we of course we should learn that eventually, but as a kid maybe we shouldn't, dude. Let's kind of get behind some patriotic stuff. I try to feel good to be American. Like they're trying to remember that KGB guy, the KGB defected from Russia. Like, dude, it's exactly what they're starting with our kids, dude.
Yep, you get them from within, right?
Yeah.
What was the saying?
He's like, everyone thinks espionage, this and that. Yeah, right. You deteriorate them from within.
I don't think Columbus, when he sailed across the seas, came with ill intent. He thought he was searching out new land that was undiscovered. You know, it wasn't like when he got here and he found out that the land was occupied, he was like, oh shit, sorry, I'm going to get back on my boat and leave.
Well,
many people died just getting here. You know what I mean?
Think about this. Think about how crazy. Like, people are like, oh, he was a nuts. He was this, that. No fucking shit, he was nuts. Yeah. He literally said, I'm going to take these fucking guys, right? Give me supplies, and I'm going to go. They thought they were going to India, right? They thought they were going to the spice route, right? They thought they were going to China. It's like, he's like, I'm going to go. No one's ever done this before, right? According to him, no one's ever done that before, and I'm going to fucking try to see what happens. You got to be a crazy motherfucker to do that.
No question.
I mean, dude, if it wasn't for crazy people like that, maybe we wouldn't advance to where we are now.
Britain, right? Britain ruled when the King's tyranny. I mean, they were...
No. Why? Because he was Italian, I believe, in Spain. Italian and Spain tried to claim him, I think, but he did it for Portugal. That was for Portugal was funded him to go.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
We migrated over to escape King's tyranny. The
Pilgrims.
The Pilgrims.
Pilgrims
right?
did.
Yeah.
It's not we, bro.
Well,
not we.
Ancestors. Okay, you're right. Not we.
Not me, baby. I didn't come over to the 50s.
Because you're Italian, right?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm fucking second generation.
Yeah, I mean, this theory of, you know, I think I sent it to you today. It was a Muslim gentleman talking about, it was a video of a bunch of woke individuals, pink-haired fruitcakes, kicking around a Bible in a street, kicking it back and forth, laughing, teeing. And he's like, look, I'm a devout Muslim. I was raised a devout Muslim. You did this shit with the Quran. If you did this with the Quran, first of all, you'd get fucking, like, you'd get your clock cleaned on the spot. Someone would probably murder you on the spot. Secondly, cancel culture would wipe you off the face of the map. But that's only can happen to white people now.
Well, Christianity, which is pretty much a white religion. That's it's funny because I was listening to a Rogan podcast recently, and he said that's the only religion that you're allowed to fucking
you
dog.
Can persecute
you can dog
the
Christianity,
fuck out of it.
No problem,
right.
And it's okay.
Right.
It's just like, I mean, it's
attacking the patriarchy,
and it's. I mean, I think there's more Christians than there are anything in the world, right? I think that's the highest religion.
Didn't we debate that? And I thought it was Muslims, but you were right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like most things.
Yeah, it's sad, man. But you know, and the same with critical race theory. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I was on Mike Crispy's show yesterday, his show, and he asked me to come on, and he brought that up, and you know, I think again we've talked about it on the show, but one of the benefits of COVID happening was parents really started paying attention to what's going on in school. This shit would have all been happening, and most of us wouldn't have known about it.
You're right.
Until COVID and homeschooling started happening.
You're right. It would only been, you know, unless parents talk to kids, is only what, if that even, you know, if your kids even came and relayed that shit.
Right, but most kids, like
most kids,
like
get,
my daughter and V, they would get like they wouldn't want to talk about that. They would make them feel, you know, they.
Well, I'm just saying they wouldn't even think anything.
Right.
They wouldn't.
They would just think it's normal. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, it's nuts what's going on, and you know, when as a father, I think you stand up and you fight a little bit more. Whatever, you want to attack me for being Christian, you want to attack me for being white, you want to call me a racist, go fuck yourself. I don't care. You come after my kids,
well,
because they were born white, which is no fault of theirs, and they're certainly not bigoted or racist in any way whatsoever. They don't know anything about you. Come after them. And now you're fucking with something I'm not going to let you get away with.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
That's I think what it is too. Is these, you know, you fucking mess with people's kids, dude. It's a different ballgame.
Right.
You know,
they don't make
but
them
like,
feel
not for
guilty.
nothing. Even like, you know, even the critical race theory. I see a lot of black parents like, dude, don't be telling my kid they can't be something because they're you know they're behind this and that.
Correct.
So I think a lot of people are not down with this.
See Lil Wayne's interview. They asked him about Black Lives Matter. He said, "The fuck is that? The fuck is that? Don't get out of here with that fucking. I'm a rich black man living in the United States. Get the fuck out of here with that shit."
Well, did you see Kanye?
Yeah, I can't believe. But is that for again?
He's trolling.
Yeah,
He's trolling. It has to be.
You know,
He's
him
trolling.
and Candace
But,
Owens.
I think
right?
he's trolling because, I mean, dude.
It's marketing.
It's
marketing.
Well, whatever. It's creating attention and stuff, and he just likes to get a rise out of people. It seems like, and I mean, really, if you think about it, he's trolling the fact that the Black Lives Matter, they stole like $6 million from
More
people.
than that.
Yeah,
more than that.
So I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, those words are they all ring true, but the whole entity is not too.
Powers that be there hired like all family members to do security.
Right.
And
they bought houses,
paying them millions of dollars. It's massive corruption. But again, when do you hear from them? Only hear from them in election time.
Oh yeah, so
you're going to hear from them soon.
Yeah,
they're going to be coming back around soon.
People are going to buy in. Like
racism is a pivotal point in elections. It's probably the most pivotal point. And it's enraging, man. It's disgusting because racism exists, but not anywhere near the magnitude that they make it seem to be. And
I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that.
It exists on both sides of the aisle. You don't.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think that's the debate of it exists or not, or how it exists or how much. It's just like they're not trying to make it better. You know what I mean?
Not at all. They're exacerbating it.
Yeah, right.
And they're tackling other issues in their stance. They have a very Marxist stance, but it's the nuclear family that they're attacking. That doesn't have anything to do with race.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, if that's one way, they are. Yeah,
they don't want fathers in the home. Well,
that's the problem. They say fathers. They're not only fathers in the home. They say fathers in the neighborhood. You know that?
No, never heard that.
Yeah. I don't know where I heard it, but they say
because
it's not only
take on a fatherly role.
Yeah, because like dude, how many kids do I have in my house, and I'm talking to them, and they see me working or something, or my kid goes next door and sees my neighbor Chris working on his car, doing that stuff. That's like those are good impactful moments for a kid, I think.
Yeah, yep, that's true. I never heard that, but it makes sense. Yeah.
Dude, okay, so did I talk about last week? I don't know about the conspiracy theory website or podcast I've been listening to.
I don't think so. What is it? What do you
It's
got?
called Conspiracy Theories, right? It's like a whole podcast. Chris put me onto it, and I actually listened to the 9/11 one. Remember I was talking about that? I talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So now I'm listening to. You ever hear the Blindenberg group? Bindenberg. What? Bilderberg.
Bilderberg group.
Let me say it. Bilderberg. You ever hear of that?
I have not.
Dude.
What is it?
The meetings every year.
Quarter or year or something. It's pretty much the elite of the elite, meet, right, in the world. But the way it started, I'm not even gonna say names, but some guy in Poland, I think it's kind of like World War I or World War II, something like around that time, some guy in Poland was trying, I think it really started in World War II. It started in the 50s, right? So that was, I think, World War II maybe, right? In Poland, they were getting influenced by Russia, and these people pretty much wanted to be influenced by Europe. And the whole idea was to make the Europe and Poland kind of have stronger ties, and Europe altogether kind of like have stronger ties, kind of like the EU and stuff like that. Kind of worked our ways towards that. And they started doing that, and it started off as like supposedly a good-natured thing, right? And then the United States got involved too. Like we thought, oh, that would probably if they're easily connected, they could trade better. That's better for us too. All right, and it became something like that. But then eventually it got like all the Rockefellers got involved, and from the highest of the French people, highest of the Italian people, German elites. All these people are ended up there, and they say they think their influence is getting people elected. Like they're definitely influencing. Like these are all rumors and stuff, and in this podcast they're always like, oh, this may be a 2 out of 4 or 2 out of 10 chance or a 4 out of 10. They're not saying it's true or not. But like Margaret Thatcher, she is the first woman prime minister of England, right? And they said she was not doing good. Not even. She was got embarrassed in politics and was almost thinking about leaving. Then had a meeting with the Bilderberg group, and 4 months later, she's running for president. She became the first woman.
How do they influence? They cheat, or you're saying?
No.
Or
they influence
by targeting, like how they do. What do they call that? I forget. It's got a name where they target you, and they can like everything that pops up on your phone or whatever they can.
Geo-tracking,
is that what it is?
No, this is like in the 50s and shit.
No, but I'm saying in the same. I mean, they had radio. They had.
No, actually, Margaret Thatcher was in the 50s. She was what?
So how would they influence it? Is my question.
Right? Yeah. Just through, what do you mean? Like how? Like lobbying, right? Money. They have money. These are the richest people in the world. They're influencing elections. You know, like they how you would think they do now.
But a vote. They have to influence the people, correct?
No, well, no, yes, but I mean, a lot of times we influence people by backing someone like you. They back a candidate, so they get behind a candidate. They put more money into a candidate. That does influence the people. So in a sense, yes.
In what way? How does it influence the people? With exposure, giving them more make them like how we were talking about recognizable names. Chris Crispy, when he was talking in here, was talking about Chris Smith and how his name is just a like a household name in New Jersey. Everybody knows it. So he just gets the vote a lot of the time.
Well, this is obviously a shadow type thing, right? So I don't know how they did it.
They own everything. They own the media.
Yeah, they own. Yeah.
The stations, the newspapers.
Right.
Yeah. So essentially what I said.
I'm saying, like Rupert Murdoch is one of them. Yeah. Is part of this Bilderberg. Okay. Rupert Murdoch. You know who he is, right? Yeah. He owns Fox. He owns this. He owns that, right? That's how you influence elections. Sure. I would assume, and I'm sure that and obviously if like even like the highest people in England must be involved with it. So they're saying they got her elected. They think they got Bill Clinton, Obama, like all these people elected, and also now they supposedly didn't support Brexit, and then they did. So like the Brexit whole thing kind of like put a halt on their shit, and that's why they think they tried using the coronavirus to kind of stir shit up again. And again, I'm probably butchering this. You should listen to this podcast. It's two of them, pretty good. And because they said like the Great Reset, and the World Economic Forum is pretty much their.
That's Klaus Schwab.
Yeah, Klaus Schwab. That's pretty much their public version of it. Okay. So like journalists go to the World Economic Forum. We all can find out about that stuff. Journalists don't go to the Bilderberg meetings. You know what I mean?
So obviously,
so like they
were supporting Hillary Clinton, probably correct in 2016.
I mean, I don't know.
Nominally, Trump comes in, and there had to be some integrity in that election still. Then in 2016, because he won. I guess. I'm sure they weren't supporting him.
I think they fucking were like, no way, Trump's winning. I think that's what they thought.
Yeah, probably.
Right? Remember what they were?
How much has changed since that election, though?
Well, yeah, of course, a lot.
We'll never know until the next one.
But it's just, I mean, Jeff Bezos is part of this group now. Oh,
of course.
And so you got to imagine, like, it's just nuts. And like, how much are they really swaying? They could really sway this much of the world. Like they say, they think that obviously this is all conspiracy theories, but like these people are pulling the strings and making shit happen all around the world, and that's fucking wild as. And like how like we always say they're doing this. They don't want it. They want. That's them. Yeah. That's the they. Right? If it's true. Right. Again.
And it's very hard to combat that, right? Because everything is influenced by money, obviously, and all media, all social media. There's really no network out there that you can be on that just reports just the news, so that you're just getting facts and you can make educated decisions, right? Especially on who your candidate is or who you want to vote for or whatever. Like, so everything is influenced. There's nothing that is not influenced.
Yeah, true. But I mean, like when they're doing like shady shit, like supposedly this was like another one of their conspiracy theories. The CIA funded the Bilderberg group. You know? Yeah, but then they were like, probably not. But they don't need anybody to fund it when you have fucking Jeff Bezos as one of your guys, you know?
Right.
So, but maybe in the past they did. They think.
I know. So where do we go from here? Do we ever have an honest election?
Well, I don't know if that's. I don't know if this has to do with it. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, obviously.
Well, if they were affecting in the 50s, Margaret Thatcher getting,
I'm sure.
Why wouldn't it be going on now?
You're right. You're right.
Everything's digital now.
You're right. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm sure. If they're. I know. Are you saying like, is there no hope? Is there no hope?
I'm saying,
is there no hope?
Yeah, I'm saying like. God, it's just a scary world we live in. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the fact that. I mean, like you said, we're talking about it now. We're talking about it. That's a step, right? We didn't even know that.
Check the brakes on your car. Next time you get in your car, pal.
Well, yeah, shit. Who am I?
I always thought, again, I always go back to when I was a kid. I was just told, vote. Just vote. You have to vote. Like, it's important. It's, you're American.
It's
vote.
A scam.
Right? Am I doing
honestly,
anything?
Don't you think? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's okay, pal.
All right. But I'm saying, like, vote. Go vote. Like that's kind of like what they tell you. Vote. But like in the beginning, like only a couple people voted. Like, you know what I mean? They don't want us voting. They don't want everybody voting.
No, they don't. But that's it. Listen, majority should. The majority
it doesn't
should
matter.
Rule.
Or now
should
are
rule,
people
right?
voting? Now they're like, oh fuck, these guys are voting. We got to start swaying their shit.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. It's disheartening. Does the world keep going backwards in this decline that we've been in, or do we ever get out of this slump? And if there's no honesty at all going on, then we never get out of this slump, and it just keeps going into a decline. And that's a morbid future, bro.
Okay, how about, yes. What about nuclear war? Is that real, bro? Like, you think fucking Putin? I mean, think about it. They're like someone. Oh, I don't know who.
Did you find anything on that Russian sub missing?
It was up there.
Oh, you pulled it up? I didn't see it. What about the pipeline that?
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on, bro. They're trying to say
Russia blew up their own pipeline.
And then did you see there's a guy? I don't know. Did you send me that guy?
What guy?
That was talking about it. It was like a professor.
Apache helicopters being sighted, not Apaches, but helicopters. Sighted in the area that could possibly have blown it up.
Yeah.
It's like,
right?
An inside job.
He was saying he thinks it's an inside job. This guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. See, NATO warns of missing Russian nuclear sub. What's that dated? It's dated today, right?
Yeah.
October 4th. Yeah. See.
Yeah, but what is this? What website?
Reuters.
News channel, News Nation.
News Nation. Okay.
It's a legitimate organization. Again, I don't know. You want to just tune this shit out and not pay any attention to it and say, how much does it affect my home? But one day it's going to. One day they're going to knock on doors, So you kind of need to be involved and, at least make it part of the discussion,
Yeah.
But again, voting. Am I doing anything by voting? I always thought it was so important.
So far, no. I never fucking won a vote yet.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody I voted for never won, I think. No, I don't know. I didn't vote that much. So far. Not let's pass one at least.
Yeah, I don't know. Scary. Every time we talk politics down here, it's scary.
It is.
I was I don't know how this came up today because I'm not really a sports guy, but you ever heard of Lenny Dykstra?
Yeah.
Played for the Mets.
Yes. What was his? He has like car washes and stuff. I seen like a real sports.
Bro, they got to make a movie about this guy if they haven't
nuts,
already.
Right? Yeah.
If they haven't made a movie, he's just surrounded in so much shit that has happened to this guy.
Okay, so where did you hear about him?
My buddy sent me an article on him about him today, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" And then I read a little bit of the article, but he won a World Series.
Yeah,
he was a 3-time All-Star. Like, guy was legit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But just like the shit.
The Mets, right? The
Mets and Phillies. I think Phillies.
Yeah,
Mets and Phillies.
Oh yeah.
But
he had a very rambunctious personality, right?
Yeah. He had a nickname or something when he played that he always brought the fire. I forget what they called him, but got wrapped up in the steroid controversy. And,
really?
Made a bunch of money. I think at one point he'd made like $25 million or something from playing baseball, and then I think his net worth was like $58 million at one point or something, which is substantial, right? Yeah. For his era, which I think was like 80s, right?
Yeah.
Or early 90s maybe. But anyway, made a series of bad business investments. I think one was like for a private airline company, and they all went tits up. I think that was around like maybe 2008, 2009 or something like that. Made a bunch of bad investments, and then just started getting in trouble with drugs and cocaine and hookers and all this, and has a net worth now of a negative, because he got sued so many times, negative $25 million is what he's worth now.
What?
He owes $25 million.
How? Who?
Can you
Who does he
imagine?
owe? Like the government?
Yeah, just different lawsuits that he was wrapped up in, and I don't know. I'm sure.
He had the last time he did this might have been 10 years ago when I watched that Real Sports. But I think he had like a successful car wash business and shit.
Maybe, I don't know. I think most of his businesses went belly up. I know that he owned a bunch of homes in the article I read, and they were all in such disarray and despair and dirty and vile and gross and mold and that whole shit that the realtors took it off their listings. They wouldn't sell it. They said it's unsafe to live in, And he bought one off Wayne Gretzky, I think for like $15 million. I think it was California. And then like 10 years later, Wayne Gretzky bought it back off him for like $12 million or something.
Man.
Crazy, yeah. So yeah, he
These poor guys.
they got to make a movie about this guy because I'd watch it, bro. This guy lived a crazy life. Reminded me of another guy, and again, you probably know more about this guy than I know, but I just know he got in a lot of trouble. And he was a hell of a baseball player, but Darryl Strawberry. Remember all the controversy that he just couldn't stay away from cocaine.
He like recently, not too recently, but yeah, he's fucking likes that.
He likes
that
to
nose
party
candy,
with cocaine.
bro.
I think he's a
Doc Gooden, him and Doc Gooden.
Yeah,
They were good.
they were really good, bro. Really good.
Yeah.
I think Strawberry is like 6'6" or something.
Imagine how good they could have been. Or maybe the coke made them good.
I don't know.
I think it's kind of performance enhancing.
Lawrence Taylor, wasn't it? Lawrence Taylor that did all the fucking coke and
He crack and shit too.
yeah, crack and coke
The
and
game's high.
he was as good as they come,
They
bro.
say he fucking revolutionized the position.
He was as
Like,
good
he
as they
made,
come.
He
Sent hookers to the
Yeah.
opposing team's hotels.
Yes, yeah.
he
yeah.
was nuts, dude.
Oh,
you ever see the movie?
Lenny Dykstra? I read in this article would hire private investigators to investigate the umpires and dig up fucking shit on the umpires, like whatever, like cheating on their wife or whatever. Would
And
hire
hold it
them,
against them?
and it would increase his strike zone. They'd make his strike zone bigger because he would fucking blackmail these motherfuckers. Like it's crazy, bro.
funny, dude.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild. You ever see the movie Any Given Sunday?
Yeah, I did. A long
My
time
Willie
ago, but-
beaming, I keep him steaming. Bro, LT was in that. He was
Yes,
fucking wild in
that's
that.
right.
Remember?
He was in that. Yeah, he was.
That movie's fucking classic.
But
bro.
then you got guys
Al
that do
P.
all that shit, and you got a guy like what's his name that just fucking did some fucking sports betting and was Pete Rose. I don't know why I could think of his name.
No, because he bet on the game. Suppose that's
I
bullshit.
know.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
His own team.
Yeah. To
But-
win though, never to lose.
Yeah.
Never to lose. So fuck it. I mean, come on, dude.
Banned from the Hall of Fame, shunned.
That's crazy, bro.
But
That's
these
crazy.
guys
He's
are
the best hitter
these guys-
ever, right?
these guys-
Isn't he the best?
This guy's
He's the best hitter ever.
blackmailing umpires, smashing fucking hookers,
Yeah,
doing
but are they in
cocaine.
is he in the Hall of Fame?
Probably not, but I mean, he's they really tarnished, the name of some of these guys that really they didn't do anything that bad in my opinion.
How about OJ? He did some bad stuff.
OJ, they
Right?
they were out to get him and got him
What do
eventually.
you mean out to get him?
They were out. Everybody knew he did it. Everybody
okay,
knew he did it,
yeah,
so
yeah.
they got him on a civil charge
Yeah,
or.
but no,
or
he was the fucking dummy. He probably would have never got
yeah.
caught on that. He
You
got-
remember him
No,
in
with the
airplane?
autographs and shit.
Airplane.
Yeah, airplane. Yeah,
It was
yeah,
airplane.
yeah,
He was in.
Yeah. No, Top
Roger,
Gun.
was it Roger?
No. He was in. He.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was it.
That was Kareem
Yeah,
Abdul-Jabbar.
no,
You're right.
No,
you're
he
right.
was, damn, look at you.
Yeah,
man.
you're right,
He was.
you're right.
He was what's Naked Gun?
Naked Gun. Yes.
He was fucking
Leslie. What was his
Nielsen,
name?
Leslie
Nielsen. Yeah. Yep. You're right. Good call.
Those movies are great.
Remember Roots?
Roots.
OJ was in.
He was in Roots.
Yeah.
Really?
He was.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I never knew that either.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
You ever hear him? Hello, Twitter world.
You told me that. I don't follow him, but isn't that crazy that he just lives a totally normal life now?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Did you see he has a book? You already know his book? If I Did It?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
that
that's
was
fucking
years
crazy,
ago.
bro.
It's like a
And it's-
hypothetical.
Yeah, but it's like probably how he did it.
Yeah.
I think his kid did it.
Oh, his kid did that
Oh,
book?
they said that I read a thing about how he covered for his kid.
No, I think it was OJ.
Oh, wait,
If
wait,
you-
wait. That OJ. Wait.
OJ's son, who I think wasn't Nicole, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't her kid,
Oh, no.
apparently.
Oh.
Hated her and apparently killed her. And that's why when he went on the Bronco chase, he had the cops following him and they were cleaning up the crime scene.
Yeah, but there's always something
Yeah.
left at a crime scene. That's crazy.
If the glove don't fit, you
Yeah,
must
maybe
quit.
it was his kid's glove.
I mean, would you do that for your kid?
I'd do anything for my kid. I mean, listen, there are heinous acts that kids are that anybody's kid could possibly do, And I'm not saying if my kid did something heinous that they shouldn't go to prison, but I'd never stop loving my kid. I'd never stop going to prison to see my kid. I wouldn't say that they don't belong. If my kid was, mass murderer or something, my kid should be in prison. But I'd still love my kid, and I'd feel like somehow it was my fault. I'd feel like I raised them wrong in some way, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you just got to, if you have loving parents, if you have people that love you, I think you end up okay. Not everybody does, man. That's what's fucked up in this world. Mm-hmm. Bro, I haven't watched it yet. I watched half of it and I had to turn it off, but I'm going to watch it. The Jeffrey Dahmer shit?
No, but I hear people absolutely...
Everybody talking about it like crazy,
with it,
so I got to watch. I watched, started half of it, and then it got a little like, little like that, and I'm like, but I got to watch it. Because I hear it. That guy, Evan Peters, is fucking crazy. Great actor.
I get them a little mixed up. So Dahmer, right? Was gay and murdered and ate young boys, right?
No, not boys. Like people, men, gay men.
Gay men. Okay. Yeah. And then there was Ted Bundy that killed girls, right?
Imagine you lived by him, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. But Bundy was brilliant. He should have been an attorney. I mean, he was brilliant.
Did you see that fucking documentary on him on Netflix? Like, he was literally walking around. He started representing himself.
Yeah.
And they were letting him.
Yeah.
Like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
He did a fairly good job at it.
But I mean, how this guy is at that moment, narcissist. He's a fucking serial killer. Killed how many fucking people? This guy's parading around a fucking courtroom.
He is too, yeah. Got married or proposed in the courthouse.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
That's wild.
Not got married, got proposed.
But Jeffrey Dahmer, I think, I didn't see the documentary, but they said like his mother pretty much never, picked him up and shit, never messed with him, And the dad supposedly used to like dissect animals with him.
Really? Yeah.
But I mean that's roadkill. It's not like they killed the animals. Listen, I think it's still weird. I'm not dissecting no animals with my kid, but like at least they're not killing animals and then doing that.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense that some sort of childhood trauma happened there. They say a large percentage of people that rape or have incest or whatever like that had that done to them as a child. Crazy.
Yeah, no. It's a
repetitive cycle.
That's why you do that to someone, you are you should die.
Yeah, no question.
Because like now you just gave the kid something that's probably going to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you wonder, like suicide. I know a number of people whose parents committed suicide, and the kid did it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know.
So at least 2 cases I know. One of them I thought I talked about on the show.
That is I guess hereditary. It's mental issues are hereditary, right? A lot of times.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Even though knowing those people, you would never know it. Never. But wait, no warning signs of it at all.
The people that you're talking about?
Yeah.
But I mean,
the children that I knew.
Right. Did you know the parents also?
No.
Okay. Yeah. No. But you said no warning sign, no nothing.
No. Nope. Relative.
But like, were they
seemingly happy every time you saw them?
No drugs.
Not that I know of. I mean, you never know what goes behind closed doors.
Oh, I'm saying for the most part.
Nothing that would be indicative of that.
Like their boyfriend or girlfriend, or were they gay or anything like that?
Nope.
No.
Boyfriend. Wow. My good friend dated this girl, and suicide is.
Wait, the girl killed herself?
Much higher in boys than it is girls.
Wow. Yeah, women usually talk about it and get help.
Right. But her parents, when she was in high school, her parents, it was a murder-suicide. The husband, her father, killed the mother and then killed himself.
Oh, well, that's fucking, that's a little different. Yeah. That adds another dynamic to that, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, maybe
but she has a brother that is still in this area and still,
That's gotta be crazy for him, bro.
Yep.
Holy cow, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow.
Yep.
Jeez. That's his only family. I'm sure. I don't know if he has other
I think
cousins.
I told you about this on the show before, but you should watch it. It's old now. I actually heard about it the first time on Howard Stern show. The director of the movie was on there, but it's a movie called The Bridge, and it's about the Golden Gate Bridge, which is
where the people fall off or jump off. Yeah,
sought after place to commit suicide.
Anywhere in the world?
Anywhere. I don't know about the world.
Or the United States?
United States.
Really?
Yep.
You think people go from New York like fucking?
You say the world. Jake Paul, I think it was Jake, might have been Logan. I forget.
No, Logan.
Logan got
in
he went
Japan,
to that
right?
suicide forest, which is like the most sought after place in Japan to kill yourself, and found video. Yeah, and he videoed it, which was stupid to do.
And laughed and shit, right?
Yeah, he said it was a nervous laugh or something. But anyway, he got in a lot of trouble. He almost got canceled over that many years ago. But there are, I guess, all over the world, there are sought after places to go and take your life. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's wild. That is wild.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just hear little things, and I'm like, that'd be interesting to talk about on the show. It was a girl named Jan Davis, I believe was her name. She it's not suicide, but it's a crazy story. They were, base jumpers. This base jumping thing became huge, like probably like 80s maybe. It kind of started growing, and the most sought after places to base jump are national parks because like Yosemite, and,
right? Yeah.
the North Wall, all that.
El Capitan,
El Cap.
Yeah, do people really base jump there?
Oh, they're very sought. I don't know which one specifically, but
yeah.
Yosemite I know is very, very sought after. So they outlawed it. They banned it. A couple people died. They banned it. Park rangers would go. So a lot of people would jump like at the edge of dark, and
which is probably more dangerous.
And they banned it and they outlawed it. And I think what had happened, I might have this story wrong, so don't be too critical on me, but I think that a couple guys were jumping right on the edge of dark, and the shadowing effect fucked up what they could see or whatever, and they died. One of them died. And a group of base jumpers got together knowing that they would be arrested to jump in honor of and in protest of these laws, and saying that really it was the fear of getting arrested that killed these guys.
Right, if they were able to jump with daylight.
They were able to jump daylight. So they were protesting it, and they jumped. So there was a lady named Jan Davis.
She was one of the jumpers?
She was one of 5, right? And they all dressed up in jail outfits, the checkered white.
It's during the day, though, right now,
during
right?
the day.
Yeah.
And they know they're going to be arrested when they get to the bottom. Mm-hmm. So she was number 4 jumper off, and the park rangers are waiting at the bottom to arrest them, and jumps, and her chute doesn't open. So she's doing this protest to protest her friends that died, or a friend that died jumping, and she crashes to the bottom. They said she hit so hard on the bottom, I don't know how many thousands of feet it is, but that the car alarms in the parking lot went off. Is how hard her body impacted.
They say
the reason it happened is that she borrowed a base jumping suit because she knew it was going to be, impounded and taken by the park rangers, and she didn't want her personal one, so she borrowed one that I guess wasn't as high quality, but it would have worked. But the problem was the pull cord for the was not in the same location as it was on hers.
Bro, you don't think you check that before you fucking jump, bro?
That's the story that goes with it, and whether it's true or not, I don't know. Don't kill me. I'm just the messenger. But how crazy is that? You're protesting. That you want to legalize or not. I shouldn't say legalize. Stop making it illegal to jump, and really kind of cemented that law will never change at that point. You know what I mean?
They say you bounce off the ground. You know that? I
saw it. My buddy sent me a video, and listen. When I was a kid, did you ever watch Faces of Death?
Yes.
When I was a kid, I watched VHS tapes. I mean, that long ago was VHS.
I remember the guy with elephantitis in his nuts. You remember that one?
I don't remember that one. There's a guy now that does that. He walks around with an upside down hoodie on because his nuts are so big. Is that the guy you're talking about? That's like new.
No,
I don't remember that from back in the day.
This guy was like fucking in the wood, like in a jungle, and literally he was like sitting on his big nuts.
Oh, really?
Fucking crazy.
I remember a couple of things out of it, but I remember at the time thinking this is fucking disturbing. But you're just you're a kid. Your friends are watching it, and you're like, oh, it's crazy. It's I don't like watching that shit now. But speaking of something of that nature, my buddy sent me a video of a guy committing suicide. I guess it was in the city, and he jumped. And you saw the whole thing, and you saw the impact. And bro, it affected me. Like it bothered me.
I seen that one.
It bothered me, bro. Yeah. Like I don't want to watch shit like that. I mean, it affected me. Like what was that human being thinking? And I remember the cop that was standing there. Like there's somebody filming it, and there's a cop like closer to it, but a long ways away. Turned his head so he didn't get hit by the blood because the splat was so big. I mean, that's a human life falling to the ground, and you've got a good probably 10 seconds, maybe more before you hit where, you probably have a moment of clarity at some point where like, I wish I didn't do this. I have kids, I have a family.
I wonder how many. I wonder how many said, fuck, I don't, I wonder how many.
There's a guy that lived. off the Golden Gate. Part of that movie, The Bridge. It's older now, but you should watch. I think I told you
I
about it.
watch that morbid ass shit.
No. It's about their backstories. It's interesting because it takes basically like, it sets up still cameras on either end of the bridge. Right, they're there for like a year, and it videos these people
just jumping off.
Well, no, it videos. I mean, there's probably 10,000 hours, hundreds of thousands of hours of nothing happening. But then
how many?
Once in a while, it'll and you'll see like their dilemma. You'll see them standing there staring, and there's hundreds of people walking past them, and they're staring, and they just have this empty look in their eye, like this emptiness. And I guess there has to be somebody manning the camera now that I think about it, because it zooms in on them. So maybe there is somebody.
Or no, maybe it's just like
or maybe they do it in post production. I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be pretty fucked up if you're zooming like, oh, this guy, we look like we got a jumper here.
But anyway,
get tight.
They get to the edge and they jump, and most of them you never see again. But one guy lived. Was a guy that lived, and I forget what his backstory was or why he did it, but he had a moment of clarity on the way down and said, no, I want to live, and actually had to fight for his life, because I mean, it fucks up your internal I forget, it's like 300 feet or something. Fucks up your internal organs, breaks all your ribs, does all this shit. Most people don't die on impact, but it knocks you out and you're drowned, and then you're never seen again because the currents are so
swift. How did he
but this guy had a moment of clarity.
Okay, so how did he survive? I
don't remember like how he survived, but I remember the interview after and how happy he was.
Paralyzed
that
and shit?
No, totally normal. Yeah,
wow,
totally fine. Yep.
I wonder if
but it follows the backstory of these people who died, and interviews their family and their friends and why and what was going on in their life, and and it's just full of hardship and
But I think it, like you said, how parents and kids do it. There is something. There's got to be something in there, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that would make sense. Just first of all, whether it's a passed down, trait from their parents, you know what I mean, a gene or whatever. Whether it's that or whether it's just living with the mental trauma that my parents did this. It has to be, you don't, not only do you not have your parents in your life anymore, you have that stigma that's surrounded by it, that you probably worry about what other people think all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That has to weigh heavy on you,
Damn, bro. I was talking about fucking suicide, man.
We do talk about it a lot.
You.
I wasn't talking about suicide, actually. I was talking about the Jan Davis. And
well, I mean, I guess that wasn't suicide.
It wasn't suicide. It was an unintentional death. And
that's a little silly.
It brought me to
I was actually talking about life. Shit, it's not on the right side. Get the fuck out. I'm sorry. I'm not jumping.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, you're ballsy enough to jump off a fucking mountain.
There's a video of
you're gonna get arrested. You're like, you know what I mean? You don't think that through?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, you'll never know. I mean, nobody knows exactly what happened. That's what's suspected, is that she jumped with.
And especially, I would imagine when you jump off, when you base jump, it's not as high as from a plane, so you don't have like a chance to probably cut away and get another one.
Right.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I would expect that there's no reserve chute because it's such a short.
Yeah.
And I think the design is simpler because it's you actually, instead of pulling,
you just throw it. You just throw it up.
I think with Jesse's you pull and there's some sort of spring action in there that pops it out, from axle. But I think you actually rip it out yourself and throw it.
Yeah.
And it's got like a catch bag that catches air and pulls the rest of it out because you don't have time for it to, inflate. It has to inflate immediately. So.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, a match, dude. Yeah.
I would never do that, bro. Ever. And I'm pretty ballsy.
Ever base jump?
Yeah. Never.
Or you have skydived.
I would never bungee jump. I would never base jump. I've skydove, but I'm in tandem, so I'm kind of putting myself in.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, think about it. Getting on a plane, you're putting your life in the pilot's hands. So
true.
You're always putting your life in. You get in a car with me, you're putting your life in my hands. You
put yourself in a lot of people's hands.
You fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. Do you hear that story? It's a comedian tells the story, but it's a true story. I don't know if I think it's Bill Burr actually tells the story, and he just has such a great delivery. I love Bill Burr; he's my favorite comedian. But it's a story about a family-owned helicopter touring business. I forget where it is. Let's say San Francisco, right? And it's owned by a family. You know, it's been in their family for a couple generations, I guess. And the son is now a pilot. And you know, the father passes the torch and says, "All right, son, you know, you're in charge now. It's your first flight solo, or whatever." Takes the guy up, a guy who wants to kill himself, but he goes up to sightsee the city. And, you know, they're up at, you know, Bill Burr obviously is telling this in a comedic fashion.
This is a true story.
I believe it's a true story. I think it is. I think I looked it up at the time.
True story told by Bill Burr.
And, you know, they're at like 3,000 feet. And he's like, hey, look down, you know, you see the beautiful skyscrapers of the city. And this guy unbuckles and fucking jumps out.
What?
Yeah. Kills himself. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the story?
Well, I mean, he tells it as a con, you know, but the real story is, you know, like people love to jump from heights to kill themselves. Why is that? It's crazy. You know,
well, I mean, if you jump from the table, I don't think you're going to kill yourself.
You idiot. I mean, you could fucking take pills. You could shoot yourself. You could start your car in the garage. There's a million ways to do it. Why would you want to be terrified fucking fall into the ground?
Roger jumped off the steps, didn't get him.
You're an idiot. You are literally a fucking idiot. I'm saying all the ways to kill yourself.
Yeah, I don't know.
That has got to be the most terrifying way.
Because there's no, like, once you, I guess
pull
once
the
you
trigger, you're done.
Yeah, pull your trigger, right.
The only one that I can think of where you maybe could come back if you chugged a whole bunch of pills, I guess there's a little bit of time where maybe you can get to the hospital or and pump your stomach, maybe, right? You got a little time there.
Right.
You know, but you hang yourself, you're pretty much gone. You shoot yourself, you're pretty much gone.
Yeah.
You're right. We do talk about suicide.
I wonder why. Yeah, you're right. Jumping. Because jumping's like you're just fucking it up. That's because you're mad at somebody. You're like, I want to be a fucking mess when people see me. It's like you're mad at somebody. Hanging yourself, you're mad as I want this person to see me fucking hanging.
I
this
think you're right about
motherfucker.
that.
Shooting yourself too. Like, you know, like I don't know.
So what would be the way to do it where you don't?
Fucking in the car or garage.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. Seems the most peaceful.
Or ask me to choke you to death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, so I didn't say, I'm going to ask you to choke me to death.
Fucking moron. Look that up, Andrew. See if that's a true story.
What?
Helicopter touring company.
Suicide.
In
Chicago.
Sightseeing. I don't think it was Chicago.
I think Chicago.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't know where
it's
it was.
a sightseeing place.
Yeah?
Might be New York.
I think any city is a sightseeing place.
Kind of, but I think with a helicopter, probably a little bit more San Francisco. You said San Francisco. I don't think that's fucking helicopter sightseeing place.
You ever
but
done
maybe.
that?
I've never been on a helicopter.
Really?
Yeah, I was kind of scared.
Oh, shit. Yeah, they are.
I've been on
My
prop
buddy-
planes and shit, but never a helicopter.
For my wedding, my buddy got me private lessons at Linden Airport for a helicopter flight. I gave him away.
Wait, for you to fly?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, go up with an instructor. They probably, you know, give
that's
you.
like so much. That's crazy.
I gave him. You know what I gave him to? Jesse.
Really?
I don't know if he ever did it. I don't know.
Oh.
I was like, bro, listen. I've been up in a helicopter a few times, but a helicopter becomes one thing.
Isn't it like drag and this and that? Like there's like a lot involved.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. But you know, you got the
rudder,
tail rotor. They make them now rotorless, which is crazy. But
The guy was terminally ill.
oh, that he was terminally ill.
13 and
terminally ill. So
it was in Orange County, California.
wow.
But why? Why? I mean, that's crazy.
Man, you still want to suffer.
Anyway, I gave it to Jesse because, you know, like a plane, if it breaks, right, it basically becomes a glider, right? You got a little bit of time to glide to a fucking airport somewhere.
Maybe.
Now, a helicopter breaks, you become a rock. That's all you become.
Yeah,
And you
that's true. That's a good way to look at it.
plummet to the fucking ground and die.
Yeah.
So there is something called
But more shit happens in helicopters, for sure.
reverse rotor or something like that, where you can actually you take the pressure of the air coming through the blades would spin the propeller backwards, and you can use that as leverage to not fall so fast. I guess you can't get lift,
Yeah, but I mean, if your fucking thing's broke, it's broke.
right? But you can live through like a stall. It's possible to live. Yeah.
Really? Well, just from just not even the blades ain't spinning, just from the
No,
blades.
the blades are spinning. They're spinning in reverse though.
How do you know they're spinning in reverse? What if it just stopped? Or was the wind makes
the way
it spin?
they're pitched, I guess.
Then it makes them spin.
Right, they spin one way when there's under power, and the air pressure makes them spin the other way. You can. I don't want to say gain lift because that doesn't make sense. I don't think you can go gain lift, but I think you can, like, not fall like a rock and die. I think there's I've heard of people living before.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I always feel like helicopters and small planes always sketchy.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about Mount Everest a bunch of times, and they rescue a lot of people off Mount Everest with helicopters, but it's tough. It has to be like perfect wind conditions, and they can only go so high. But I saw there was one pilot over there. It was like like the greatest pilot who ever lived that flew to the top. What is that, like 34,000 feet or something?
Flew to the top of
Mount Everest.
Really?
And I think
you can do that?
To call it like a legitimate, I think he had to touch his skids down on it, and then they have to have oxygen masks, the whole 9 yards. But I think it was done by one guy, one pilot ever.
Helicopter. Yep. Is it really 34? Oh, wow.
What is it? 30? It's 29. 29. All right,
Wow.
That was a few thousand off.
That's like 4 miles. No, almost 5 miles. Yeah.
Crazy.
4, almost 6 miles.
Yeah.
That's wild. Because obviously, I guess you can't. Planes go that high, but not helicopters.
Yeah, there's
right?
a lot. I think when you land in Nepal, right? You see it. People, as long as the conditions are clear.
What do you see
you see Mount Everest. You see the peak
Never
of it.
Been there. Haven't been there.
You've been a lot of places, pal. I don't know where you've been.
I have.
Not a lot of fighting over there in Nepal.
Yeah, they're peaceful.
Yeah, peaceful folks. Probably Marky Lee's probably been over there.
Yeah, no,
Guy's
actually,
been
fucking our boy.
Who?
Nico.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, that's
remember?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Sherpas, not with the Sherpas. He was with the monk, right? He was with the monks.
Yeah.
Was he with?
There maybe was the Sherpa. Was it
Was
Sherpa?
it No, I don't think Sherpas are.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. He was
like-
doing some.
They like assist climbers. I think.
Yeah, you're right.
They're acclimated to the elevation guys over there, but I think.
Did you ever see the 14 Peaks? We talked about that.
Yeah,
I didn't see that
guy's-
one. That guy was. I heard him talk before. He's not bad.
He's another level. Yeah. He's another level. But again, you're not discrediting that guy at all. But I think timing to climb all those in sequence like that in that short period of time, he just had like perfect weather windows because it's all about
but
weather
still, like
over
the
there.
next like fastest time, he like blew it away by
years,
several
like 7 years or something like that. Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
It's insanity.
Like that's not even. Yeah, it's another level.
What's the highest peak you've ever been on? Highest elevation? You probably trained at Big Bear.
No. I've been to Colorado Springs, so whatever that is, pretty high.
Like 7 or 8.
Crested Butte was pretty high. I think it was like 9,000.
9,000?
Yeah, I think Crested Butte's 9,000. But what is Whiteface? I was on top of Whiteface. That's not that. I don't know. Whatever that is. And Crested
Wyoming
Butte.
was the highest I ever was. I think we were
Jackson
around
Hole?
9 or 10. We were in Jackson Hole. I forget the name of the town. Small town, but up in the mountain, snowmobiling.
Yeah.
Up in the back country. But I remember how hard it was. Wasn't hard. Like if you were just sitting still, you just felt totally normal. Like, breathing. It felt like really clean oxygen in your lungs. The minute you started to exercise at work, it was like you felt like you were breathing through a straw. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt when I hiked a mountain in Crested Butte. Remember I told you I hiked the mountain and snowboarded down? I felt it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at how high it don't
I feel like guys that train at elevation and do it on the regular, they just have a big advantage.
Absolutely.
A lot of guys. Who was it? Wasn't it? Who was the guys who was the camp that always trained at Big Bear? Wasn't he Chuck Liddell's
no, I think
coach?
Wait.
That was his name.
Who?
Didn't Liddell train and Tito?
8,900 Crested Butte.
That's high.
No, who did? Who? Someone used to. Rampage, right? Rampage, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I forget. Somebody.
Tito too, right? Tito.
No, De La Hoya, I think maybe.
Oh, was it De La Hoya?
Yeah. He was De La Hoya. Maybe Tito did too.
I thought it was
don't know.
Tito. Was that Big Bear a lot?
I think Tyson used to do the Catskills, and so did I think Ali did maybe too.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was the Catskills because Corey Anderson went. It was basically a camp, right?
Yeah, and that was Ali's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. pretty
and
cool.
he went in. I think
They say it's better to. It's better to train. Yeah, to live at elevation and train at sea level.
Oh, is it? What is the reasoning behind that?
I think because like your body, because you're so used to the elevation, then when you go train at sea level, you're fucking like all
next
tuned
level,
up,
yeah.
Tuned up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's your health going?
My back or my
No,
butt?
you thought we were gonna eat right.
Oh yeah, no, I've definitely eaten better. I mean, I'm not drinking, right? Usually would be having a drink down here.
Yeah. Are you drinking elsewhere?
No. I had the kids the last 3 weekends.
Did you read that thread, that whole thread?
What
I
thread?
sent you about losing weight.
Yeah.
About being healthy.
Yeah.
It was good.
I did. I read it.
A
Yeah,
lot
it made a
of
lot
good,
of
lot
sense.
of good points.
Just cut out a lot of unnecessary shit that you don't need, like going out to dinner.
That's the biggest thing, probably.
Yeah, and that's
honestly,
the hardest
and
one.
I'm
Not
learning-
for me, because I don't get my girl loves going out. So it's like going to be a fight if I'm like, no, we're never going out
Well,
again.
tell
you
her,
know?
like, when you go out to eat, even if you get good food, they're using that fucking all that seed oil shit.
know.
It's like,
I know, bro.
dude. It's so bad for us, man.
I know.
Now we kind of know it. It's like, damn.
Trust me, I know. It's a fight.
And I'm not saying. I mean, shit. I'm cutting weight, so I act like I don't. I go out to. We go out to eat. We have kids, bro. Of course, we go out to eat.
She's always like, you're on blood pressure medicine. You fucking aren't happy with your weight. She's like, I eat this shit every day. I go to the doctor. The doctor says I'm fucking fit as a fiddle. I'm fucking nothing wrong with me. My blood pressure is perfect. Everything's perfect. And I eat this shit every day. And I have, fucking.
She has blood work done.
She's like 98 pounds soaking wet. Yeah. I mean, once a year maybe she gets blood work. I think she told me her insurance requests blood work once a year or something. She's always nervous going, and then she calls me afterwards. She's like, he said everything's perfect. She's like, I told you, let's go to dinner tonight. I'm like, fuck.
I mean, yeah, I guess some people probably can deal with it better than others, right? And she don't even fucking eat when you go out to dinner.
She has celiacs, right? So she's not supposed to eat certain things. She's supposed to be basically gluten-free.
Right.
She doesn't eat gluten-free at all. She eats whatever the fuck she wants. And I'm like,
And it doesn't hurt her?
Once in a blue moon, they'll be like, she'll get some fucking issue from it, but not often. And she's not even sure it's from that. But,
Yeah. Well, maybe it's not even that. Maybe she don't have it then.
No, well, I don't know. Said there's you have to be tested for it, I guess, and there's some test that you take, and
If it don't bother you, fuck it, right?
that probably bothers her more than she admits to me, because she knows I would say, stop doing stupid shit. Then stop eating garbage. But
So, what do you think? We drop any pounds?
I haven't weighed in. I went to the gym day, but I didn't weigh in. I'll weigh in tomorrow.
We could wait. We could wait till the last go.
What did I say? It was 251.
51 or 52?
I'll weigh in I was wearing sneakers, so you said what do you weigh? I'm probably pretty close naked
250.
to 250, but
So okay, we'll say 250. We'll say 250, and then
no, I'll just weigh in the same shit I was wearing. So I'll wear sneakers. I'll weigh in at the same scale I was on, which is the gym scale, which should be pretty accurate. It's digital. It's got all the body fat index shit on it and all that.
You drink calories?
I don't.
Like, what do you
I
drink?
drink mostly water, bro. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much water. Yeah.
Because that's like definitely a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, if I drink alcohol, which I haven't in the last 3 weekends because I've had the kids, obviously there's some calories in that. But it's
You
when I
can
have my
keep
kids,
that
I
little
don't really
minimal,
drink
too.
alcohol when I have my kids.
Yeah, I was thinking to be all bombed up.
Yeah, I really don't. So
Yeah.
So, and I have them 3 weekends a month. So it's,
Right.
1 weekend a month I go hard, but I've got to obviously not go hard for the next 8 weeks. So
There you go. There it is, buddy.
yeah, pal.
There
All
it is,
right.
buddy.
Anything else for me?
I got nothing.
No?
Oh, I seen something. Actually, I do. I seen something. Elon Musk. Is it moving along? Is it moving along? He's gonna buy Twitter, right? I think. And he says, and he tweeted, I'm buying Twitter because it's really gonna lead to the app for everything it's called X, the app for everything. That's I think like buying Twitter helps me start the so he's gonna try, I guess, launch a different app off of Twitter. The X.
Isn't
the
his
app for
space
everything.
program called SpaceX?
SpaceX, yeah.
Seems to be something with the X, I guess. with
Well,
that.
SpaceX, Tesla,
Model X is one of the cars.
Model X,
Yeah.
yeah. What's the other? The boring company, right? Yeah, that's the one where they're boring holes in like Vegas. I see it. There's
That's
a
his?
tunnel. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
A flamethrower company.
yeah. Flame.
They call it
What's that?
Hyperloop.
Hyperloop. That's it. Yeah, Hyperloop. Boring is, I think, the company that does it, though, right?
They have like a machine that
Yeah.
shoots the tunnels.
He's fucking Tony Stark, bro.
He pretty much is, man. But
Did you see the
let's
bots that
see
they
what
introduced too?
No.
Tesla bot. They're saying it's pretty much it'll be cost less than a Tesla, like $20,000.
really,
Yeah, it looked pretty kind of crude.
A bot for your, like a personal bot
Yes,
for your house.
it had
Really?
like, it had water and flowers and shit.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. You gonna get rid of Renee?
Does it come with some lube? No.
This guy always thinking about something fucking sexual.
I'm sorry. I'm a healthy young man. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. See
Yeah.
it. So they had like a model, I guess, like a prototype.
Yeah.
That you,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
And
voice
they said it
voice
was
activated.
No, I don't know. Well, no, not that I saw. And Elon Musk was saying this is the first time they were walking on their own untethered, like ever.
Well, Boston Dynamics,
Like
right?
those things are fucking.
Those things are
jump and flip.
insane,
This
bro.
thing looks much more crude than that. This
It
thing looks
does.
like more like that. Just for your house. Walk around.
So Boston Dynamics has been like at the forefront of this, this.
Would you call it AI? It's not AI.
I don't know what
robotics.
to call it.
Robotics, right?
They've been at the forefront of it. I feel like for
'Cause that's not-
decades now. How does he surpass all their work?
How did he?
I'm asking.
I don't know if he
Did
did.
he bring them on board?
I think no. I don't know.
Did he
no,
use some of their
he's a-
technology?
I'm gonna say I don't know. Number one, but I think Boston Dynamics. Those are more robots, right? They don't think they have AI in them, or do they? They must actually have some to be able to jump. That's kind of artificial intelligence, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But I think like what I saw with
I remember they were, not to cut you off, but
Teslas.
the early ones were all tethered. Now they have ones that are not
yeah,
tethered.
right. Well, this thing wasn't tethered either. It was just but only walking. It wasn't like jumping and flipping. But it showed what it sees. It sees like an augmented version of what's out there, and it has like the can. It picks up the can, goes over the pot. The water in the pot. Boom, goes over the brand. You see what it's seeing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
On the
yeah.
screen.
Yeah. Kind of like Terminator.
Kind of like Terminator, yeah, yeah. Augmented reality, I think that's what kind of it is. They see an augmented reality. You know what augmented reality is? They haven't. I think Renee's truck has it. I didn't fuck with it yet, but it's like they put the turn signals on the road itself. It's called augmented reality.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. I don't have anything that fancy, Frank.
Me neither.
True. All right, pal. Well,
Hey.
that was a good go,
Good go.
buddy.
Good go, my
yeah.
friend.
Appreciate you, pal.
Hey, we're on Rumble now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yep. Rumble.
Guys, we really appreciate it if you could just help us out by liking, hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, tell your friends about
tell
it.
your mother.
And we're trying to build this Rumble following, which
Lot
we
of moms
just
like Roger.
got on. Yes, choosy moms, choose Roger. But we just got on Rumble like last episode, so we're just starting out on there. So much would appreciate you guys checking us out on Rumble and following us over there.
Yes.
Thanks
please
everybody
do.
for the support. Frankie needs it. He needs a retirement plan.